Hey you guys. So I now have 3 devices going at once, and I'm going to get these guys started as well. So this is Periscope. Hang on. Let me see if I can get Facebook going now. Come on in, everybody. Hey guys. All right, so I got Periscope and Facebook. So I've got, my husband just got a new iPad, and so I'm borrowing it. And I'm going to try to do Instagram, Facebook, and Periscope at the same time. So let's see here. Let's see if I can get this going now, live. And checking connection. Hey everyone. Okay, I'm now live on 3 devices, 3 streamings. We've got, oh hi Mom. We got Periscope, Instagram, and Facebook, all happening at the same time because my husband just got a new iPad, and unbeknownst to him, I'm using it right now. He's at work. I'm sure he's fine with it, but I suddenly was like, wait a minute. I have the ability to do this without trying to figure out some new software program, which wasn't happening anyway. I mean, let's face it, I was trying, but it wasn't working. So I have had so many people asking me about my diet and just my habits in general in terms of keeping a physique and staying young and all sorts of stuff. So I thought I would just do a focused one talking about diet and exercise. I will not be doing push-ups for you this time. We'll do that again soon, though. That was fun. So first of all, where's everybody watching from? I always love hearing all the different areas, parts of the world where people are hearing this or watching this from. Mexico, very cool. Northern California, Indiana, Cincinnati. You know, Periscope is still the first and the best algorithm for in terms of the timing. Florida, Missouri, Vancouver, Tulsa, Ohio, New Jersey. Hey guys, let's see, China. You're watching from China. That is so cool. West Hollywood. That's a lot closer to me. I'm in Los Angeles right now. The UK, very cool. Ontario, San Francisco, Nicaragua. Wow, Nicaragua. That is very cool. Indiana. So I'm in Los Angeles, and okay. Oh, good question about book signings. Right now, we don't have any book signings scheduled. So, but in June, I've got two new books coming out. In fact, I'm going to be doing an Instagram post today about one of the new books coming out in June. I've got 2 coming out in June. It's crazy. I like being able to focus on one at a time, but I've got 2 coming out, so I will do my best to tell you all about both of them. First, I'm going to focus on one. It's called Bath Time, Math Time. I did not bring it up here with me, but I'll show it to you guys soon. Yes, Hamilton was amazing. I got to see Hamilton in New York this past week. It lived up to all of its hype, and I can't believe it took me so long to watch it. But I will keep you guys updated in terms of book signings. I believe we're going to be doing one in May, I think, and also potentially one in April if I'm in town. I'm waiting to hear about what my next Hallmark movie is going to be, so I'm not sure what the schedule is just yet. But those would both be in Los Angeles, and then potentially one in New York, maybe the last week of June, and then again in late June in Los Angeles as well. So they're not really sending me around. At this point, it's mostly Los Angeles, but if I get a chance to do book signing somewhere else, I will definitely let you guys know. So, tell me, you guys, what are your struggles? I mean, I'll just figure we all struggle with the same stuff, right? In terms of diet and exercise, we all are busy and don't have time for exercise. And in terms of diet, so much stuff tastes so good that it isn't good for you and doesn't help us, but we want it anyway. And so we indulge, and then we figure, oh, well, I'll go on a diet soon. And there's so many things we tell each other, and we all tell ourselves, and we all struggle with a lot of the same kinds of stuff. I'm going to give you a few tips that work for me in terms of that. So first of all, pizza and Diet Coke. Yeah, those are 2 things that would not be good for you. I have a theory about diet sodas, by the way, and that is, and I've read some studies about this, that the body recognizes sugar even if it's artificial, and it still behaves in the same way. So think about this, you guys. We are built, our bodies are designed to take in food, get what we need from it, and get rid of the rest, right? That's why we use the restroom. We have to get rid of it. So if our bodies are so good at doing that, and they should be, then why do we end up gaining weight when our bodies are supposed to get rid of the stuff that we don't need? Well, I really believe it's when you eat the wrong kinds of stuff that your body isn't as good at dealing with. I eat an enormous amount of food. I almost just didn't want to touch myself here because that's where my microphone usually is when I'm shooting movies, and I'm so used to not doing that. That's really funny. I'm not wearing a microphone right now. Anyway, but that's, anyway, I think our bodies, like I eat huge amounts of food, but what am I eating? I'm eating grilled chicken with like very little oil. I'm eating tons of brown rice and, you know, just whole grains, vegetables, a lot of vegetables. And do I eat other stuff? Sure. But mostly, especially at home I don't drink alcohol. I don't eat sweets, really. I don't like to keep them in the house because otherwise I will eat them. I am a human being with temptations like everyone else. We'll talk about that in a moment because I have a tip for dealing with temptations, especially if it's something you have at home. I have this really funny tip, something that I do. Yes, I eat fish, not too much, Greg, because there's mercury in fish nowadays. So I try to only have fish like once or twice a month, max. And by the way, I want this to be interactive. I want you guys to tell me what works for you too, what kinds of things you do. But yeah, temptations are big, and working in finding time for exercise is big. Now, last week we talked. Draco doesn't eat sweets. He does, just not as often as he'd like to. Jimmy, he does have sweets though, especially when it's with his dad, I'm sure. So I try to balance it off on the other side. Yeah, right. Fish scares you a little bit. Starving is probably not ever a good idea, is my feeling. Shoot, I sort of lost my train of thought, but I'm talking about what yes, 80% nutrition. Yes, I've heard the same thing, Nick. It's 80% diet, 20% exercise. So like what I was saying was last week I talked about how to fit in exercise in your day, no matter what you're doing. Like right now, I might as well do some arm circles. I can't think of a good reason not to do arm circles right now, other than you guys might think it looks funny. But since we're talking about diet and exercise, I see no problem with it. In fact, if any of you guys have a chance to put your phones down and still watch this or listen to it and do some arm exercises with me, why not? When I'm brushing my teeth, I'm almost always doing either like squats or leg lifts or something. I hold on to the counter. But I call it multitask-exercising. So while we're talking about diet and exercise, let's do a little exercise. Great. So in terms of diet, so I eat mostly really, really healthy stuff. When I go to a restaurant, it's really hard to control what they're putting in things. So I can order what looks healthy, but you never really know how healthy it actually is. How many of you guys are actually doing, I know you guys you're going to have to stop doing arm exercises for a moment to tell me that you're doing exercises with me, but it would be kind of fun to hear who's doing that. Belly fat? Yes. Well, in Harlow, what I've heard is that abs are made in the kitchen, and that has to be true because I don't make enough time for exercise to focus on it the way I really probably should. Multitask-exercise. I made up that I coined that phrase, I think, John, and I'm hoping it gets spread around because why not? You don't have to go to the gym to get exercise. If you've got a floor, you can do some push-ups, What exercise is the most effective? Jokers fans. I wonder if that's Impractical Jokers. Very cool. Things that probably don't strain your body too much. Yoga is great. Little things are great. Work it in. Push-ups. Wake up in the morning and do 10 push-ups. Even if you have to do it on your knees, which I have to do. Actually, this morning, you guys, I did 9 regular push-ups before I had to go to my knees. I was very, very proud of myself. Last time, oh, cool, Victor. Last time when I did push-ups for you guys, I did 5 of them, and I was like real straight legs, arms, push-ups, and then I had to stop because I had to go to my knees because I couldn't do it anymore. But today, I've worked up to, I did 9. I was very proud. You can't do 1 push-ups, April? Try doing it on your knees. So on your knees, and then there's a lot. And if you can't do that yet, try doing it against a wall. So you can kind of change your angle as much as you want to start to get these exercises. Yeah, pull-ups, red white guy, I'm not sure that I could do a pull-up. Those are really hard. My husband might have a pull-up bar. I think I just avoid it. I'm not good at that. But you know what I've done before to work on pull-ups is put a chair underneath it and stand on the chair and then kind of just put a little weight but not too much and see if you can just engage the same muscles. Or you can even do this, like right now. Let's do it right now together. Let's work on our pull-ups. Hi, Michael Cud. Shout out to you. Just try doing like pull-ups. Pretend, that resistance. So what do I think is the best kind of exercise? The exercise that you can fit in that isn't too much of a strain. Do not make eye contact with a pull-up bar. That sounds like good advice. Yeah, I feel like I'd strain my arm. You don't want to strain your muscles. You don't want to hurt yourself, and that can happen. So anyway, so here we are doing pretend pull-ups. This is awesome. Tighten your abs, you guys. Tighten your abs. To me, some of the best ab exercise you can do is when you tighten your abs and you're doing other things. You're doing other exercises. Yet I did, I did 9 push-ups this morning on my own. Not like knees, but like real push-ups. I was very proud of myself. So any kind of exercise you can do, even like, let's do these, whatever. Like just engage your muscles. Anything you can do to get your blood flowing, you will feel better. And anyway, so what I was saying about abs, sorry, I'm so excited, you guys. What I was saying about abs is when you tighten your core and you're doing other things, you can really get really great exercise. You can feel your abs burning and warming up. To me, that is the best kind of stuff for abs. Sit-ups, sure. But you know what sit-ups also do, which I'm not as interested in? Sit-ups also bulk your stomach out a little bit. It builds muscle. And while a little muscle building is good, I personally am trying to be slim. Like that's my main goal. And being healthy, of course, is the main goal. So let me guys tell you about the diet issue in terms of having willpower. So how many, well, I'll get there, Victor. I'll get past 9. I'm not vegan. No, I'm not vegan, Argyle. A lot of people ask me if I'm vegan, and I'm not. I eat lots of things, but I eat healthy versions of things. How many of you guys have had, let's say, I don't know if it's like a candy bar or a cookie or something at home, and you're like, I really shouldn't finish this, but you're like, I should just throw it away. But you just finished it because you feel like you shouldn't waste it or something, and it's so good, and you know you shouldn't have it, but it's so tasty. And tell me if you guys know what I'm talking about. Just where you're looking at it, and your brain is saying, "Don't finish this, Danica. Don't finish it." Maybe not Danica in your head, but you know what I mean. Substitute your name in. Just where you're right, Lonnie. You're just you yes, Fahmi yes. And Haj, right? So you're like, you shouldn't have it, but there's something you just want to eat it really fast anyway. You're like, I just want this, but I just want it, and you eat it. Then you're like, why did I do that? I have an idea for you, especially if this happens at home, which often enough it has at home. Like, let's say, it's Easter and there's all this Easter candy in the house or Halloween candy. Here's my trick, and it has to do with the trash. And it's kind of funny, but what you do is you say, okay, I know I shouldn't eat this, but I really want it. Take one bite, and then throw the rest in the trash while you're chewing that first bite. If you wait until you're done chewing that first bite, you will take a second bite. I have experimented with this. That's what happened. But if you take one bite and you throw it in the trash right then, I promise you won't be tempted to eat it anymore once it's in the trash. But you have to get it in the trash while you're still chewing. You can even lie to yourself and say, I'm not throwing it away this way right now. I'm not throwing it away. And then you do throw it away. How about don't buy it? Absolutely. That is the best. You don't eat out of the trash. So in comfort, I don't believe you. That's very funny though. So if you have something really bad for you, you know you shouldn't eat it, and you're tempted, just try my little trash trick. It will work. At some point in the future, you will experience this, and I want you to tweet me and tell me about it. Tell me how it worked. Have a bite, throw it in the trash while you're chewing that first bite. Now, also, you can just throw it away in the first place, but without taking one bite. But let's face it, why not have a bite? Because you really, really want it after all. And one bite's not really going to hurt you. Don't buy it. No, don't. And this is not stuff that I've bought that's in the house. This is stuff that ends up in the house. I try not to buy anything bad for me at all. I figure there's enough bad stuff, unhealthy stuff out in the world. Even in restaurants, when you think you're eating healthy stuff, look, what do restaurants want? They want you to think their food is so yummy that you come back again. So their main goal is to make it tasty, and that means there's a lot more sugar, salt, and oil than you want. So, and more than they're going to be talking about. Even if it's, I don't know, gluten-free, dairy-free, whatever free, just look at what they don't say it's free of, and there's probably a lot of that in there to compensate for the stuff they're not putting in. So just keep an eye on that, you guys. Gluten-free organic does not mean it's healthy for you. You know, there's probably organic marshmallows that are gluten-free. So, and they're organic. Okay, that means there are no pesticides. I mean, that's a good thing. That's a very good thing. Doesn't mean it's going to help you keep the abs that you want. The trash diet, yes. I'm gluten light, Argyle. I found that when I eat gluten, I don't feel quite as good. Same with dairy. So I'm dairy light and gluten light. Believe me, I would love to smother butter all over my bread and put cheese on everything, and I just don't. I just made a rule for myself, like basically no dairy. If there's a little bit of cheese that ends up sprinkled on something that I had no control over, fine. But I drink hemp milk, you know, if I'm going to have cereal or whatever. I don't do regular milk, and yeah. So that's what works for me. And not everybody's different. Everyone's going to have different things that work for them. What time is it? I'm not keeping track of time. I swore to myself I was going to keep track of time. Hang on, where is my... can somebody tell me what time it is? Organic hot dogs? I mean, yeah, sure, but look for like nitrate free. And by the way, my mom, Mahela McKellar, does a really, really great scope once a week on Periscope called Pure Food Fridays, and she has a wealth of information about diet and foods and how to make the good choices. 11:23. Thank you guys. Thank you very much. Yeah. I have now gone officially 5 minutes later than I was going to, and I knew that was going to happen. Okay, I could talk so much more about this, and maybe we should talk about it. Yes, throw that pizza in the trash. Throw it away. Throw it away. Here's my last thought that I'm going to leave with you guys. Because here's another argument for why not to throw something away. Let's say you paid for it, or let's say you didn't, but you just don't want to waste it. If somebody handed you some poison and said, well, you can either eat it or you can throw it away, but if you throw it away, you're gonna waste it. Don't waste it. You shouldn't waste food. Well, but if the thing that you're throwing away isn't good for you and it's gonna do bad things inside your body, then throw it away. It's okay to waste something. You're actually doing something good for yourself by wasting it. So just think about that. If you, yeah, right? Right, Victor? I like all of you. Thank you for the super hearts, by the way, and for all the encouragement. You guys are great. I really, really enjoyed talking to you all and talking about this stuff, thinking about it. So remember, if you're at home and you're eating something that you know you shouldn't be eating, take a bite and throw it away while you're still chewing it, and then, you know, exercise whenever you can. And don't judge yourself if you're only doing 5 minutes of exercise, because you know what? If you find 5 minutes of exercise to do while you're doing other things, like answering emails, and just stand up and sit down while you're answering emails. Just stand up and sit down while you're reading something. You'll be doing like squats. Just find these moments. You will find at the end of the day that your muscles feel kind of good, like you actually got something done today. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. You guys are amazing. Thank you for being the D Squad and watching the Danicam and all the other cute little terms that you guys have come up with. And I appreciate you so much. Thank you for all the shares. Thank you for your follows. And just thanks for watching, and I'll see you very soon. I will be posting later today on Instagram about my first book, my next first book called Bath Time, Math Time. So I hope you guys get a chance to check that out. It's for little kids. All right. Mwah. Bye. Wait. Bye.